Hello? Oh, there's a microphone. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Can you see me okay? We're going to play. Hey, there you go. Rome Fate of an Empire. Well, that's not what my cover looks like. This is what the normal cover looks like. It looks like that as well sometimes. This is... There's not enough room to be getting that in and out of where it is. This is a solo only from the Solo Game of the Month series, which look really cool a lot of the time, but I can't back many. I've got one. Which one did I back? There was a deck building game quite recently that seemed really cool. I backed that one, and I was tempted to get the small time heroes. I like the look of that, but Rome Fate of an Empire is the one that I have right now. This is solo only. The solo game of the month. It's designed by Joe Klipfel, who is the co-designer of Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs, amongst other things now, and designed Gloomholding, I think it was called, which is the original like mini Gloomhaven that inspired, that went on to be Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. So this is kind of Mage Knight. It's shrunk down Mage Knight, Roman Mage Knight, with some engine building in it. So instead of revealing a map tile by tile, here's Rome, and here's the area surrounding it. We've got enemies coming in from I think like the coast is down here, so they can't come from there, so the enemies are invading us from up here. We've got developments we can build, we've got advanced cards that we can gain, we have got all sorts of resources that I haven't finished resetting back to 0 after my last go. We have got different emperors to be. I think there are 6, 3 double-sided cards. Everyone's got different abilities, like different special abilities, different points at which their stats give you new things, and tweaks on the starting decks. So everyone has got their, like, the standard starting deck with these black pillars in the corner, and you'll see some of the starting cards have got an X on them. They get removed for certain characters, and then there are 2 special cards that get brought in depending on the character that you're playing as well. So there are loads of things that you can do with this. There are loads of ways to change things up. We can decide difficulties of what to play. We're playing on easy. We can decide lengths of game to play. We're playing on short right now. We're not playing... There is casual, actually, so even easier we could go. We're going on easy, short game, because it says it should take an hour. In my experience, I'm quite a slow player, and I waffle when I'm live, so hopefully we should be able to get a short game out in our 2-hour window. So what that means is we start with 7 gold instead of 3. Gold is a beautiful wild resource that we can use as anything. And we have 2 partial edicts. Edicts, there are a load of different edict cards, and you get one more than you need, and choose the ones that you want to have. And they have 2 sides as well. So we've got Trajan's Market, have a maximum of 3 strife in your deck at game end. I think there are other ways as well, but mainly if you take damage, you take these strife cards like the wounds in Mage Knight, and they're -2 points at the end of the game, gum up your hand and stuff. You don't want that, and you lose the entire game if we run out of strife cards or loan cards. So I have a maximum of 3 of them in your deck at the end of the game, and we need to build the market. On 3 separate turns of the game, so not necessarily rounds, but 3 separate turns, we need to pay 3, then 4, then 6 food, I believe. The resources and everything are all in the back of the rulebook. Yeah, it's food. Iron, stone, water. We'll get it right. It's the attributes I've trouble remembering. So we need to pay 3, then 4, then 6 food to complete this. And defend Rome, we need to defeat at least 3 enemies and then defeat the barbarian army, like a virtual fight we've got to have over here. The edicts have points values on them. When the game is over, we've got 3 rounds to do this in. When the game is over, we need to have at least 21 points. And then this symbol here tells you whether they're partial or full. So the easy difficulty told us we need 2 partial edicts. The other side is the full. You see 5 enemies and a harder fight and a higher point total if it was a full edict on a longer game. So I think that's like all of the general stuff about the game. They're the edicts that we've got to work with. I'm playing as Augustus. Augustus has some special abilities. Enemies have -1 shield, and developments have -1 action point build cost, which is really good. But he's obsessed with this city of marble. It costs an extra gold to buy every development, which is a problem. And foreign trade, you do not need your leader pawn on a territory to make a trade agreement there. That is huge, because that's one of the actions that you can take. Certain territories, when they look like this, are trade agreements that you can go make. You can pay a bit of technology to get a bit of a benefit now and maybe again once at the start of the next round. Or you can pay a lot and get that benefit a lot more times. But the catch usually is you've got to waddle yourself over there and make the trade agreement. Augustus, do it from anywhere. So that is another huge benefit. And his City of Marbles are a bit of a drawback, but we have got more gold to hopefully cope with that a little bit. Because of Augustus's stats, we start on the leftmost space of all of these stats, and they tell you how many trade tokens you get. So as we upgrade this, we'll get more trade tokens. This is our hand size. This is the number of influence tokens we get. We use these on developments and the capital to get extra actions from them. Our capacity determines our movement speed. When we play a card for movement, that's how many spaces we'll be able to move with it. And our population determines different effects that we can trigger. Like sometimes a card will say, like, I get this once for every population that you've got. Hi everyone, by the way. I'm sure I said hi when I started the stream, but I've kind of just launched into it all instead of just trying to retain all of the bits that I was going to say as I was building up. Because like it's not one thing cleared as well. Like it's not as it's as Michael says on there. It's shorter, less rules. Like if you've looked at Mage Knight in the past and thought like that's a bit much, it's nowhere near like as involved in Mage Knight. You'll see in the combat particularly like. It is way easier to get to grips with than all of the attack types and things like that. And obviously, not knocking Mage Knight. It may have been a while since it's been on the channel, but I love Mage Knight. I may never be experienced enough to try any of the expansions that I have, or to get the one that's coming out or has come out recently. But I do love it. And yeah, it is tough to win. These are dual layer playboards. This is, I think, part of the... It's been around for a couple of years, I think. And the last Game Found Kickstarter, something that I backed, this is for the deluxe edition of the game. So I think that originally, the cover is this. And it came in like a VHS tape box, which I think is pretty cool. So the deluxe edition comes in this cardboard box. And it's got a few things like the enemy tokens are bigger, dual layer boards. I don't know if the tokens are different because I haven't seen the original thing, but yeah, there's a few differences, and I think there were tweaks, and you could get upgrade packs for anything that they modified since the original one. So this is what we need to do basically. We could do with earning some food. So we'll be able to pay that as we go along. We need to do some good combat, but making enemies worth -1 shield will help with that. So what can we do? Let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, you got playmats, Monica. You beat me then. I didn't go for the playmats, and I regret it a bit now. So not every time, but I sometimes manage to talk myself into, you don't need the playmats. Please just leave it alone. And then when it comes, and I remember that it had playmats, like, couldn't you just back for a little bit more? No, currently I'm very tempted to back a Dungeon Crawler Call RPG, but as someone that has never played a tabletop RPG. So, I don't look old enough to remember VHS. That's very kind of you to say. I'm the tail end of VHS, I bet. But all those episodes of The Simpsons taped off the telly on long play. The explosion in Brookside. Vicary's Big Night Out with the fruit bowls and things and the handbags on all of the videos. I remember all that, partly because I've still got them videos. Fireman Sam, numbered 1 to 5. It's probably more now. The actions that we can do. Some of them involve your leader, and your leader has to be on that thing. So we can move the leader around. We can play a card for movement, so ignore everything that's on it. and you look at your capacity. Mine would be 2, so say I wanted to use Show of Force for movement. I would say this is for movement, getting played, it gets that token on it, and these movement points, float around. Like, you don't have to use them in one go. You tick it down when you spend the movement, and then when you've run out, that's just a played card and is done. So it would be nice to upgrade our capacity, because then when we play one card, we can move more spaces with it. So yeah, that's moving around. Influence, you can place an influence token on either the capital or a development that you've built. So it'll be built when it's on one of these territory cards. And once you have got these influence tokens on them, you can do actions on them. So the simplest thing is with the capital here, if I influence it, I can spend that influence token, so it flips to its spent side. At the end of the turn, it will go back into my supply. And I can do one of the 3 things on it. So get a strife, and then a gold for every population. I can gain up to 2 loans. You get 2 gold each for a loan. You have to pay 3 to pay it back, and they're worth -3 points. Or you can pay a gold to return strife equal to your stability, which is 0 for me right now. Later on, the developments all do all sorts of different things, and we'll be able to use influence tokens on them. We can make a trade agreement. So briefly, skim past it. Because we are Augustus, we don't have to be there to do it. And I should say as well that any enemy token means that space might as well be blank. You can't do anything on that space while there's an enemy there. And as soon as you move adjacent to a space, there's no diagonal adjacency in this. As soon as you move adjacent to something, you reveal the enemy token, so you don't have to see it before you step on. And you can just move around spaces with enemies on them. You don't have to dodge or anything like that. So I could, because I'm Augustus at any point, I could pay 3 technology, and I could gain a stone now and at the start of next round. Nice. Or I could pay 6 technology and get a stone every turn for this round and 1 more round, which is obviously way more, but you've got to have the technology to do it, haven't you? So trade agreements we can do. We can conquer enemies. If I find an enemy token that's not in the game, they have, this is toughy, they have shields. You have to have at least that much military, which is this symbol, to defeat them. So you'd have to have at least, in my case, 5, because all of the enemies have -1, because I'm Augustus. And then they hit you back, and you add their shields to their axes here, to their defense to their attack. So you've got to do, usually, 6 to kill them, and then they do 10 back to you, minus whatever military you've got. The difference is the damage that you take, and that's a strife card in your discard pile for every damage that you took. What's after conquer an enemy? Oh, you can do resting leader actions. Some of the spaces on the board have got this little boot, this little underlined boot. If you're on that space at the end of the turn, then you'll get the benefit. So skill sharing here is you get a stone, for example, but it would have to not have the enemy on it. And then general actions, you can play cards. So like in Mage Knight, they've got a normal effect and a more powerful effect. There are no mana dice or anything like that to worry about. We do it through resources. So the cards have different colours. The colour of the banner is the resource that you need, and there's a symbol of the resource there. So you would spend an iron to get 4 military instead of just 2. And gold is a wild for all of that stuff. So you can play a card for its basic thing, its boosted ability, or you can play it face down as an attribute card and boost any one of your attributes a space, which is nice as well. Remembered all of that right. We can buy cards. So at the market, these are meant to be sideways, but although them not lining up drives me a little bit mad, I'd rather be able to read them, and for you to be able to read them horizontally, even though the costs are now the wrong way around. So we can buy advanced attribute cards. Buying them goes on top of your deck, and they cost increasing amounts of gold, and they're better cards. And they do fancy things. And you can buy developments. They cost this, although +1 for me. And then they can either come into your hand, but they're taking up a slot in your hand, or they can go out into the active projects area, which is cool because they're not taking up space in your hand, but they cost you a gold every turn that they're still in there. And then you need to pay this much of this resource, of this action resource. So usually 6, I get it discounted by 1. So 5 technology would build this once I've bought it and have it somewhere. You can pay stability to cycle cards if you don't like what's in the display. Just cycles one of them from that slot on one of the sides. Build developments. You can do things on developments. We'll get into it when we do it all. You can always pay 3 money to return a loan card, 4 culture to return a strife card, and that's all of the bits. So now I've got to make a decision. And what are we going to do? So we want to defeat at least 3 enemies. We should be able to do that with -1 to all of the enemies. You'd think I'm able to do that right now. What cards have we got? So we can get... Have we got anything that gets us a load of technology? Not really. The most I can get is 3 from boosting this physician. So I wouldn't be able to like build the farm right now. So when we like reset stuff at the end of in the cleanup phase, you just fill in the gaps, right? That's what I've been doing. Yeah, you don't discard anything extra. So we're not necessarily going to lose anything from the display yet. You will at the end of the round. So it's up to me what we do on this turn. And that's similar to Mage Knight as well. Like, you don't have to play all of your cards. Your hand will just get refilled. So if you're like thinking, well, I want to fight, but this isn't a lot of combat right now, we could wait, do some other things this turn and hope that we draw more. Like, I could get like up to 8 combat here if I was willing to pay a lot for it. I probably want to move a bit. There's nothing right next to me that would give me resources at the end of the turn unless I go and fight something. So maybe... Oh, this is quite nice as well. Use the boosted action of up to 2 attribute cards for free. So it's a discount because I've paid for this one. I don't have to pay for the other 2. But you can only use the actions towards the cost of building a development. And like the farm would be really nice because that produces food. And I can spend 2 stability to make food when I influence it. So that would be quite a nice thing to get. The aqueduct over here. Adjacent developments that produce food produce an extra food. That would be cool as well. But later down the line. So we want to pay things to boost cards, but we also want to be able to buy these developments and advanced cards as well, because there's like, if we're going to be doing combat to defeat these enemies, Imperator, place this card in your project's area, gain 2 gold after every successful conquer action. At the end of the round, you must pay a gold and discard this card. Gain a strife if you don't have the gold. So that could be a good thing. If I bought it, we could potentially do a few combats here. I mean, you'd want to do quite a few to get the money, your money's worth out of it. Or spend an influence on a development that provides name, power, to gain 9 military or gain 2 gold. That would be quite nice. We've got to move with something. So I think hold on to the military for now. And the thing that gives us technology, maybe, I think I'm going to use the merchant for movement. So I get 2 movement from my capacity. So I'll pop that on there. And let's first up, let's just move up here and reveal some enemies and see what we're dealing with. Because they could be as hard as that example one. So this would be 3 to defeat it, 6 to not take any damage. Over here, 3 to defeat it, 4 to not take any damage. That's more doable. I could go and do that now. And this one's also now adjacent. Oof! So that's 5 to kill, 9 to not take any damage. But the rewards at the bottom, I never mentioned, that's points. You also get points for building developments. And gold. Oh, wrong button. And gold down here. So it's 1 point less here, but that's a lot easier to get 3 gold than fighting that one over here. So no points, and it's just a gold, but it's a combat as well, and it clears off this space. And if I'm stood on this space, it kind of messes with your Imperator plans. But maybe I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just build up some technology. I've got another movement. So I think I am going to stand here, which means we get to reveal these enemies. 4 and 2, 5 and 0. So not going to hit back. Well, going to hit back with 5. So we've got a 4 and then we've got a 4. So you are played and out of my way. Got no more movement remaining. And get the cost of not ending a turn on this stone, that would be pretty cool. It would be nice to have technology to make a trade agreement as well and start getting things every turn, but I haven't really got that. We haven't got a nice way of getting technology up here either. So if we played one card, we would draw one more card. I was just thinking, can I do enough combats for it to be really worthwhile? It seems like I could, right? Let's get something going on. Hey, Joe, how's it going? She's a designer. That's a very good point. I'm just stood here and I could get loans. So that card could be a really useful thing. If I do it before moving, I've got these influence tokens. Why wouldn't I spend them? Because, yeah, I do end up very, very poor. I've been practicing just with Augustus. So we can gain up to 2 loans. I could have 4 gold, but we'd be full. So maybe we should spend it on... I do want to get the farm and try and secure that and get some food going on for the edict, but... use it for that. And what other red cards are it? There's at least another one, but there is an Augustus card that makes you discard a red card. So that could, like, kill my plans very quickly, couldn't it? I mean, that's 4 stability, plus 1 movement on a card played for movements. Is nice as well. Starting with the space your leader is currently on. Ready any number of influence as long as the next one ready is adjacent. That's pretty cool as well. But I only need... I think I'm going to buy this shepherd. So we know I'm not going to draw anything that's going to help me with military next turn. I don't think I'm going to go for the imperator. Just like slotting this in at the beginning. So I get 2 loans. And they're also going to gum up my hand later on too. But yeah, let's get some seed money. And then I played the card and did the movement and stuff. And they will slide down at the end of the turn. So I think discard a card to gain 2 resources of that card's colour as well. But I'm going to use it for military. And what we're going to do is conquer. So they've got 3 shields because Augustus gives them -1. And so 4 will defeat them because I've paid for the boosted cost to have 4. And then they hit me back for 3 + 1, 4. I've got 4 military, so no damage coming my way. And that's a played card. And we get 0 points, but a gold. And I've defeated an enemy. So that should be... That's a plus as well. We'll probably do 3 by the end of the game anyway. And if I stay here for the end of this turn, I will get a stone. So it seems like I shouldn't move right now. Unless I'm really, really desperate to. So with the 3 cards left, we'll want this combat for next turn. But if I draw the card that makes me discard a red, I'll regret it. I would like to build it to have more technology. I don't know if I want to do anything else right now. And you haven't just got like the whole length of your deck. We've got a turn counter here. So I could just end the turn and draw up and see if I get some stuff to help me. But this will tick along. And if it gets to the number of the round that you're in, then you have to stop. That's the round just ends. So there's a risk involved in like playing it too safe. I think we need to. Like, we can buy that, but I can buy that later. But by not buying it now, you are stuffing it cycling as much. But I want more technology. I've got stability coming, haven't I? So when I draw that, maybe we'd build a bridge instead first. Just because I'll have a load of that. I think I'm going to end the turn. So we do cleanup. So resting leader actions first. I get, hey Julian, how's it going? I find it hard to do well. But That's anything. I am quite new as well. Like, this is my third game of it. So if I'm rubbish, that's why. So we gain a stone for a resting leader action. Any spent influence gets removed. Goes back to you. Discard your played cards. Replenish the market. So any spaces get slid along and we get something new. Indo-Roman trade. Draw a card or pay up to 5 resources to gain 5 resources of any type. Discard any number of cards of the same colour. Gain the attribute of that colour equal to 5 times the number discarded. Wow. And the colour depends on the resource that you discard. I'm drawing back up earlier. No, that is the next thing. Draw your new hand. If your deck is now depleted, this is your last turn. But it's not. And then we advance the turn. We aren't on the 1. So we can carry on. And then at the end of the round, so you can see, like, you can plan ahead for stuff as it goes through because the market is just going to fill the gaps up. But at the end of the round, they will both get put on the bottom of the decks and new things will come out. And 2 developments will start to come out in the 3rd round. Or when you've built 5 developments. So, we're back. I skipped a phase because nothing applied from it yet, but the active projects phase happens first. So if I had bought this farm, I could have had it in my hand, but I would have drawn 1 fewer card. I could put it in the active projects area, and it's kind of a hold-in zone for it. But at this point, I have to pay a gold for everything that's there or gain a strife. So I wanted to hold on to it rather than cycle it. And then you check your trade agreements to see what stuff that you get. I would really like to have one of them. Especially Augustus can make them happen from anywhere. So, we have drawn Civil War. So the next combat might not be happening right now. You must play this card immediately. So as your first card, or if you draw it mid-turn, immediately. Discard a red card. If you don't have any, discard the other 2 instead. Or we could ignore the basic action, take a loan instead and get the 2 money. Downside of that is, I haven't spent a load of money. If you'd bought another card, you wouldn't have drawn Civil War. I haven't spent a load of money, so I would pay this to get a food, and then take a loan and be back up to 1. So I think we'll discard the red card. We can get more military later. Yeah. But that's happened now for this this round, so that's okay. So we have got, in terms of stability, industry. Oh, I keep saying stability. I think that's nations, making me think that symbol stability. I need to play nations again. We've got loads of industry. The bridge needs 4 of it because Augustus gets a discount. So just with the basic shepherd here, so it would cost 3 gold and 1 card to get this bridge out. That seems like something to do. I don't know that we can get a ton done with it. I bet we could. So what else are you going to do with it all? It would be nice to have movement though, wouldn't it? If you're going to get an extra movement on a card. And nothing else uses a resource that I have a load of right now. It feels like I want to get stuff out. I want to get stuff happening. So I am going to pay 3 gold, an extra because of Augustus's City of Marble. And it could go in the active projects or my hand. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to get it out. Do I want to move somewhere though? You do if you want to activate it, but it's a card getting spent to do that. But you can get extra movement on it, but is that worth it? Because you could just stand here, not moving right now, and get the benefit from it. And getting iron, which it produces, would be quite nice. I think I'm going to play this physician for movement. So I get 2 movement. And then we can play the shepherd to build the bridge. 4 industry. Plus 1 movement on a card played for movements. And that's the cost of playing this. It has to go adjacent to an existing developments or to your capital. So I am thinking, well, one of these, because they've got deposits on them. So building here, I'd get a gold. Building here, I would get 2 water. So, and gold is just everything, isn't it? And it's how I buy the cards and stuff. So I'm leaning towards that. I don't know if I'll get all of this movement nicely used. I just wanted to have it if it was coming out. So, we've got 3 movements. I definitely want to move there and influence it, because we've got to be there to influence it. But there is maintenance on the bridge. You have to pay a stone to influence it. That's what this lightning bolt... The lightning bolt is when influenced. The head here is while influenced. So, not amazing right now, but once a turn, when your leader's on this development, you can play a card for movement plus 3 of your normal movement value. So maybe moving capacity isn't that important. Oh, I'm forgetting as well. When you build a development, you get points, and also you get stats. So I boost my capacity by 1, which doesn't do anything right now, but 1 more. Could just play a card face down to do it, and my movement will go up to 3. And I should... where's my cube gone? Probably put it away. My cube should be on 3 out of 21. Too bad. So, some cards will have, like, the asterisk that you see on the capital. You have to spend the token to do one of those things. Or you can produce with the token. And you don't have to be here to do it. You can do it later. But I can basically spend the bridge influence to get 2 iron, which I'm going to do, just to have it. Although, do you want more movement later? Well, if it's not influenced, then you can't have it. Okay, there's no reason to do it right now, then. Well, you get the influence token back, is the reason to do it. You could do it again next turn, when you move about. Because I probably... So we've got 2 movements, so I could just uncover some more enemies and find the easier ones for right now. Well, this one's not too hard, just 4 military will let me do that. Peek at some of the other ones. I kind of just want to go and stand on skill sharing again, though, and get my stone. Just if we want to influence the bridge again. So if red come out, I think there's at least 1 more nice military card. I am going to get the iron. I might not come back here. Yeah. And I'm going to stand here, and I think I'm just going to waste the extra movements. Do you want to play this? No. That's my turn. We could just play it for a ability. Like, we could have just played 2 cards face down early on and had an extra hand size of more things to play with, but no, not right now. So that comes away. Resting leader action, I get a stone. Discard all played cards. Replenish the market. So we see... Well, you didn't buy a... You definitely don't want to buy a thing? I don't think so right now. This would be good to get rid of strife later on. 6 culture or trash a strife, and I want to have a maximum of 3. It could let you do some more daring combats, getting show mercy. But no, I don't think I want it right now. Let's see the new development. I didn't buy any cards. Well, 2 population for the villa. Can't be adjacent to the capital, and you can spend it, pay a water or a food to gain 3 stone, and it produces water if you want to do that with it. Discard play cards, replenish the market, draw a new hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we move the turn tracker on. So we've got this, 2 more safe turns. The one after that would end it. So, oh yeah, here's my red card. Discard a red card to gain 6 military. Would be nice. Or discard a non-red to gain 3 technology or culture, industry, or 5 of one of them. So if we're thinking of technologies, missed out on a load of technology stuff by not having the cards early on, but we can do trade deals now, and I want a farm, so I want loads of this. So it is 5 for the farm. 5 is what I need. Oh, I was saving my position for the technology one time, and I played it for movement. All right, then cheeky take back. I forgot I was saving that card. I didn't want this card. I was going to use it for developments, wasn't I? But no, forget that. So we could get 7 technology and do a nice trade deal, even though we're like a lot of turns down. Cards played face down this turn give you 2 of any attribute instead of 1. So I want to do discipline. But I want it to build the farm, I think. Rather than for a military action. The farm would cost 3 gold. Because it should normally cost 2. But then I would have to pay an iron for discipline and then discard a non-red card. I think this one is potentially going to be a lot of cards. To gain 5 technology, I need 5 with me 1 discount. Where we're going to put it. If I put it here, bonus is I'm stood on it. Downside is I'm getting rid of that rest in place. Down here, I would then get 2 water, which is nice. I don't know if I'm going to have movement this turn, though, with all the stuff that I'm spending. Maybe have 1 card for movement. Which is only going to give me 2 movement, isn't it? So maybe I'm not going to be able to influence anything this turn. If I put it here, I will be able to. Yeah, I'm going to lose the skill sharing. A bit unhappily. Yeah, you got to do a take back. Not a solo game without a take back. So I get a point for building that. Played this and discarded a card. I get myself 1 wisdom, 1 closer to another influence token. And I'm on here. So I can influence it. Right now, I can spend 2 industry to gain a food. I think I will. Because I would like to build up having food. And then I can either spend this to produce a food or gain gold equal to the number of farms adjacent to this one with ready influence. Right now, that would be none, so it would be a waste of time. So I am just going to produce the food, because if I'm still stood here, we could just do that again next turn. And then, what, you want to pay both of these and get a trade deal? Yeah, I do. So you give me 4 technology. Ignore the playing it for movement stuff. And then I need to pay a gold for this ability to get another 3. And we don't particularly need 7. It's 6. I was going to get the food every turn, which is actually 6 instead of 7. But yeah, I can either get 5 or 7. Just 7 a different resource. Yes, this stone one here. Or there's these ones up top. Water ones. Oh, there's food one there. You can't do it where there's an enemy there. So I'm going to go down here, which is a little bit risky. So at the start of every turn now, I get a food. And that will last the rest of this round and all of next round. And then this will get exhausted and put on here. I have lost a trade token for that, though. The way I get the trade token back once it's expired is you build over the card. But I can get more by increasing my stability as well. So I've spent all of my cards. But we'll hopefully get some nice resources and stuff for this. Do you want to spend the gold? It's my last gold at the moment. No, I don't think I want to. So, no resting leader action because I've covered it up. I've taken my influence back a bit early. Discard all your played cards is done. Replenish the market. we need to see a new development, which is Armamentarium. Your military for that. Discard a blue card to gain 2 water, or discard a green card to gain 1 food. Once a turn, you can gain military equal to your population. Which, if I increase that loads, would be amazing. And there are ways, the villa would increase it a couple. Okay. And then draw our new hand, which I think is going to be most, if not all, of the cards. There is 1 card remaining. So if I play a single card this turn, then we will draw the last card. We will deplete the deck, and it will be our last turn next turn. So, I've got no active project, but I do have an active agreement. I gain a food. Then what? So I've got my other physician. So I could get another nice bit of technology. I've got a bit of attacking. If I want to just peek up here, 4 military would take them out. Get me a nice 2 gold. Four military would also build this nicely, but it's 5 gold to get this project. The aqueduct would be nice. Just because like all these are going to get wiped. That would be 5 technology with the discount, which is a bit unfortunate. So it would be 3 and 2. That would be the 5 technology. Adjacent developments that produce food produce an extra food. That's pretty good. It has to be influenced for that to work. And then you could come down here and get 2 food. 2 industry, you can immediately influence the capital regardless of where you are. 4, you can purchase any card from either market for exactly 2. What do you then do with this industry, though? You can cycle cards, but I don't need it for anything right now. And just getting the discount might be worth it. Instead of paying 4 gold, we could pay a stone and 2 gold. And this would give us a load of culture, which I don't think I need right now. Now, for building other things, maybe, but for the things that have come out right now, it's not going to help. I think the aqueduct is going to be a good buy. So I'm going to play this Princeps card. Stone to boost it. Purchase either card, any card from either market for exactly 2. And it's going to be the aqueduct. So I could end the turn now, couldn't I? Oh, you've got 4 influence. No, not influence. Industry. So why not spend 2 of it to get a food, and then we can produce here and get another food. So I wouldn't draw a card. So I could take the maximum turns, essentially. Or you buy a card. Like play something else and then buy a card. Like this Austere is quite a nice card, because if I built things in like a nice line and went down the line and influenced them and then used all the influence, this could ready all of them and I do them all again. And get loads of stuff. It seems like a very good card to get. But I'm leaning towards end of the turn right now, rather than play any of these for movement or anything. But if you did that next turn, So I need to be on this development to get the +3 of my normal movement value. We do want to be on there to fight that. But next turn, I think. End the turn early. So no resting leader action. You come back, discard your played cards, replenish the market. We see another development. There's another farm. You can buy it. It's a bit late. And then draw your new hand. I'm at 5. Advance your turn. It's not the end yet. No active projects because it's in my hand. Get a food. I think that's it, isn't it? Then actions. So you're going to be movement because we want to go and fight. Do you want to go and do that this turn? Probably. What are you going to get me? Wisdom, so I'll get an extra influence token. We need to move. So I'll play you for movement. There's one of it. We're going to go up here, and we're going to pay an iron for 4 military to fight this. 4 shields, no attack. Kill it. That's 2 enemies defeated. 2 gold, please. Lovely. Then we are going to build this by paying a water, so a gold, and a food to get the 4. Oh no, I don't need to pay both. It's the 3, so the water, not the food, for 3/5 out of 6 that I need. So they're spent. And I'm going to build it here, which gets me 2 iron. You spend 2 technology and a food to gain a gold. And you could have got the extra technology. So you're going to pay 2 food to get a gold. You can exchange out, which I've never done. I don't think I mentioned that. You can spend 4 of 1 resource to get 1 gold. But I think we want to influence it, don't we? Oh, and I should reveal this. 2 and 4. So 5 military. Well, 1 military would kill it. 5 would mean I don't take any damage back. I've spent this as well, haven't I? I've spent all of my cards. I spent all my cards. So my other movements. I haven't got any stability right now, so I couldn't gain a gold from influencing it right now. So why don't we... That's my other movement spent. So you're all spent. And we won't spend the 2 industry. I'm just going to spend it right away to get the standard producing food. Oh, and I need to get myself a wisdom, which gives me an influence token. Boom. Because we can get the other one next time. Are you spending all of your cards, though? Yeah, but I'm going to buy this. Well, then just move with that card. Whatever it is. You can buy the Imperator card if you exchanged food to get a gold, just to have another gold. How much use you'll get out of it, though. So I haven't got a development that provides power. It would just like... Oh, this costs 2 as well. You could get Show Mercy, and that might help you discard Strife later. And there are developments that we haven't seen them right now, but there are developments that want culture to build. Just thinking, is it worth getting more cards? Because if you buy a card in the last turn, you... Oh, wait a minute. The turn is just going to end, isn't it? Oh, I've worked this out terribly. It ends when it ticks onto the cube. I don't normally let the rounds go on this long. So yeah, I've messed it up. I can't have a nice move and walk over to all of the stuff. I should have another food because the influence here lets it produce more food. But yeah, I've messed up. I don't think there's anything that I can do about that. There's no take back that's going to solve that. Do you want to spend the food? I'll spend 3 food now to build the market the first time for me goal. But yeah, I've mucked up the end of round 1, unfortunately for myself. A farm will cost 5 gold. There's no way I can buy that to reserve it to try and build the farms up. I think that's it for me. Yeah. I was going to try and make a nice bridge of developments and get them all readied repeatedly, but I have worked it out wrong. Should have bought that in a previous round and done maybe the move and attack in a previous round. I don't know. I didn't want it to end by drawing the last card, but maybe I should just let that happen. Because what's going to happen now is we remove that, no resting leader action, discard your cards, replenish the market, but it's going to. I don't think you do that when it's going to be the end of the round. Draw your new hand. When building a development, pay 1 of any resource to get 2 or 4 of the attribute you need. Be really nice. And then we love the Ostia card, but then it's going to tick over. The round ends immediately. Discard your hand. Shuffle your discard pile with so all my new things, but also those loans, into a new deck and draw your new hand. Advance the round marker and reset the turn track. Then I've got 1 extra turn before that limit kicks in. All of the cards in the market are going to the bottom of their decks, and then we're going to replenish. And then the trade agreement flips to here to say that like it's going to get expired at the end of this round. So it's still like potentially a load more food that we can get. And with the farm and aqueduct together, that's quite a nice little combo for getting food just on its own right now. It would be nice to be earning gold by having more farms about, but I don't know. And we're just playing a short game, so some of these grand plans can't happen when you're only playing a short game. So, I need 5. Uh-oh, Civil War straight away. But then it's dealt with. And we've got a red card at least, so we don't have to take a... Maybe I'll take a loan. Maybe I'll take a loan. I've got the food to deal with Civil War now. Maybe. Right. I haven't got much gold. These go on the bottom of their decks, and we draw new ones. Let's give you a zoomed in of them. Choose an attribute card that provides culture or technology. It provides industry instead. Hope for each space your leader is away from the capital. For technology, some military, that would be nice. Oxen. Technology. Pay 2 stone or iron to trash a loan in your hand or discard pile. Ooh. It's expensive now. Chariot racing. 3 industry or 2 culture. 6 or 4 ready an influence token. Some lovely things there, and the developments are also lost. And we need to see 5 new ones. So we have got Bobina. That produces food. Oh, so that next to the aqueduct would be nice. There's a farm. There's a gazebo. There's a hospitium. And another bridge. Okay. So. Is that all of the bits? Trade tokens I did. Active projects phase, we get a food. Action phase, we've got to do Civil War. So I think I'm going to pay a food. Hello? Am I back? Was there a little hiatus there? I don't know what caused that. Hopefully you didn't miss anything. I get 2 gold from taking a loan because of doing the Civil War card that way. So I'm okay with that, I think. And so... You could buy the oxen now. I don't have 3 stone or... Alright, so, but if you went to the bridge, you could get it. Being stood on the bridge might not be a bad thing. So Peppino wants a load of culture. 6 of it. And it would give us 2 capacity for a bit more movement. That's not essential. Well, the gazebo is quite nice because up to twice per turn, while it's influenced, pay a food or a water to gain 2 iron or stone. I mean, I'll produce food nicely. If adjacent to a level 2 development, pay 4 of the same resource to gain 2 gold. That's quite cheap on the... It's not the gold that I want, really, but... Seems quite nice that we could turn the food or water into more stone and stuff, especially if we want to try and get the oxen, but I need it to get cheaper. We've got a bit of combat, could maybe walk over and go and fight something. I'm thinking if we spend the gold on this gazebo, what would that get me? A stability, which would give me another trade token. You could build it with just this. But where's it going? We could go fight them now. Maybe I'd want to play the shepherd for movements. Walk over to these guys. Fight with show of force, I think. So I don't need 6. They've got 5. 3 shields and 2 attack. So show of force boosted. Would kill them, but then I would take a strife. Because I don't completely stop all of their stuff. But it's okay, I can have up to 3. And then that's my 3rd combat done. And I get a point. Oh, I should get a point for... I should get 3 points for building that. Should be on 8. And 2 gold. Perhaps more importantly. And now we can use this. I can play physician. 2 culture. I need 3. On here. And that gets me 2 stone for building on there. I get 2 points. And we get a stability, which gives me a trade token. I spent that, but I've got a movement left. So we surely want to influence it. And up to twice a turn I can do this. It's not next to a level 2 yet. But yeah, I'm going to pay a food and get 2 red, I think. I'm going to do another one. I want that oxen card. How can I afford it? With my other movement, I do want to go to the farm and just like go and produce some more stuff. But I'm thinking go and stand here and maybe attack them next turn. So like this space is available. Oh, this should be revealed. Ooh, you're a toughie. 4 shield and 5 attack. I don't need to go and keep fighting more things. I think I'm going to come here and influence it. I haven't got the 2 industry, but I can spend it to get the 1, 2 food instead. And I'll hold on to the discipline. So, That's my movement and everything spent. No resting leader. Take the spent influence off. Discard your played cards. Replenish the market. So we should see another development. Should you not buy in a card? I don't need that stability right now. But I want things to tick down. Okay, I do want the textile merchant. So I'd like Oxen to just be a bit cheaper as well. So the development, another Popina. And then the advanced card, a Legionary. 3 military, you can discard a strife to get an additional 3, or 5 plus 2 for every additional red card played this turn. Lovely. And then draw your new hand. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And adventure 2. So the agreement gets us a food. Enemy cards. So I'm not great in the way of gold. That's probably why I wanted to go and fight stuff as well. We could always just walk back to the capital, cap in hand, and go and get some money as well. I'd already have 3 loans, though, which are minus 3 points each. And I could just spend this and 2 technology to get to and a food to get a gold. It's only 1, but it's something. So we want to go and make stuff happen. And you could always use 4 of that to get a gold if you just want to get the oxen right now. We'd like to draw the other loan as well with oxen, really, wouldn't we? It'd be nice to buy it. Do you know what? Convert 4 food into a gold. I know I need it. I'm going to buy the oxen so it's here. And I might have to hang on to it until I get... Because there's 1 loan in the discard pile now. Get another one. What is it? I need to pay 3 stone or iron. And then I can trash 2 of them. That would be lovely. So I'm going to buy that. And that's my gold for now. I need to discard a red to make this give me military. So that's not happening right now. I'm going to... So I could use the boosted actions of 2 things for free. I'm not going to get the gold, though, to get all of this stuff. Play the chariot for movement, you'll get loads more of it. It can give you 4 technology. You have to discard something else from discipline to get the extra 3 to do another trade deal somewhere. There isn't another food one available. So there's a baddie on here. And getting attack is tough right now, just with the things that I have. But it would be nice to get back to the capital and get gold, wouldn't it? And then maybe get back out. So let's influence the farm. Disconnected again. Hello? Disconnected again for some reason. Let's influence the farm. Do you want to pay the 2 industry? I don't know that I do. So I want to move back and activate the bridge and stuff. I've got some stone to do it. No, I'm not going to pay it. So I'm just going to produce the 2 food from it. I'm going to pay a food to get 2 stone. I could do that again. I'm going to play the chariot, even though that is lovely. You still get the technology. I'm going to pay a food. And we get +2 movement, which gives me 4. So I've got 4 technology here. No, it's only if you play it for movement. You can't have the technology as well. Okay, don't pay the grape. Just have the +1 movement. And I want to go 1 on the bridge. Well, you're not going to have an influence to do the capital right now. Because these are sitting out here. You need more wisdom. Well, I do want to influence the bridge so I can do this. But we might have to go... I want the capital to be influenced. And then just be stood on the bridge for later. And then I'm going to get 2 loans. Because we can now get rid of them. So it's not as scary. So you are spent. Pina cost gold to activate, so I don't really want that. Another farm adjacent would be nice. I think it's this Hospitium I was tempted with. Not another bridge. To farm would cost 3. I'm going to buy this. This is going to help me do some trade deals. So I don't get you just yet. Because that can give me 7 technology on the bottom. So we've moved once. No, we've moved 3, haven't we? So you're spent. So I went 1, 2, 3. And I've had the loan from that. I can't influence this yet because I need tokens back. I'm going to spend 3 influence changing this card. And it just gets rid of it. But we'd make these cheaper instead. Yeah, I don't want that card. And Legionary will be cheaper as well then for attacking and stuff. So I'm going to draw 2 things. And they're the 2 cards that I've bought if I don't play anything else right now. Can't get an amazing trade deal with Discipline. Using the boosted actions to do a development would be nice. But I don't think so right now. I'm going to pass. So no rest in leader action. Remove your spent influence. Are you sure you don't want to play something face down for an attribute? You could do that with a couple. Hand size would be nice. But like doing it with wisdom. Well, that, maybe you'd want to build a farm then and do that. No, there's a lot of cards in your deck. Yeah, I'm gonna boost my wisdom. Play 2 cards face down. And boost my wisdom. And get another influence token. And then you can put that there. It's already influenced. Yeah. No, take back just we'll do 1 more thing on the turn. Discard all your played cards. So we've still got discipline. Replenish the market. Ooh, loads of advanced cards. Getting cheaper. Tan leather, another nice 7 technology. Astronomy, place this in your project area. When you build a development, you can pay 1 resource in the color that corresponds to the build cost to gain 2 gold if you do discard the card. Or spend up to 2 influence on developments that provide wisdom. I've got 2 to gain a gold each. Nice. Ballista, 2 military plus 1 for every wisdom. I've got 4. That's a basic 6 military card. That's pretty good. Or military equal to twice your wisdom by boosting it. Wow. Some lovely stuff in there. Replenish the market. Draw your new hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then tick the turn up. At the start, we get food. And then actions. I definitely want to do oxen. It's also going to give me technology. This is nice military as well. Just the downside of this is making me discard a card. I'm going to play you for movement. And I get 2, 5 movement. So you'll play down here. So that's going to get me 5 technology. That's 7 and just a trade deal in itself. Oh, you should be back, shouldn't you? You could build something. You could build a farm with 5. We need 1 more gold. We can do that. Let's just save the oxen first then. So we've got 5 movements. 1, we'll go here. I'm going to boost discipline. Discard a red card to get 6 military. And I need 6 because this is reduced by 1. So I get a point. And 3 gold. And there's another fight. And if we stand here, we'll get a water at the end of the round. So you guys are played. Now I can afford the farm, which is 3. You want it to be adjacent to another farm, don't you? And if we play this with a food, 5 technology, pay 3 stone or iron. I'll pay 3 iron to trash up to 2 loans in your hand or discard pile, so they don't go back here. It's the downside of not paying them off. Hey, Heavy Cobwood, how's it going? Because if you pay nicely, you return them. But I'm trashing them. So remember, we lose if I run out of Strife or loan cards. I'm trashing them. Maybe we'll stop taking them at some point. And with the 5 technology, I can build another farm. I want to build it adjacent. Do you also want to build it adjacent to the aqueduct, though? In an ideal world, yes. But where we are right now, I just want it next to the farm. No, you want it next to the farm. Oh, yeah, you've not built that farm in a great place. Maybe this is going to be the new hub farm. We get a wisdom for that. So there's another influence token. And we can get moving and putting the influence tokens out in a minute. I've got 7 technology here. If I pay this food, which I'm gonna. Or we could get 5 military. What have we got? 4 movement left. With 5 military, you just kill this outright. You'd kill this, but take 4 strife. You'd kill this, but take 3 strife. You'd kill this outright. You wouldn't get to both farms to influence them. Maybe just do that future turn. Yeah. So we'll get some gold from fighting as well. Yeah, we'll go here. We'll go here. Influence. Can't spend. I haven't got anything to spend. 1, 2, 3, 4. We didn't go through the capital. And then we can pay the food. 5 military. Instead of doing a nice trade deal. And get your stuff rolling in. Yeah! Resource every turn. Yeah, you're probably right. Because you could then 1, 2, 3, 4. You could go to the other farm. Still not have the stability to be activating them. You can get more loans. How many loans are remaining? 5? For getting some more gold? And we could be paying it to remove strife and stuff. And I'm going to pay the food, which I think I've already paid. And I'm going to make a trade deal for water. I don't need 7 for that. But we'll just have to waste 1. I'll get a water every turn instead. So I've spent me... Do you want to be stood on the capital? Not really. I don't think I'm going to get the military to fight this guy. You haven't had your stuff, have you? Your points. Oh, no, you didn't fight anything. Is the downside of going and doing the trade deal. You get some gold and you can buy some more cards. Okay. Back to the original plan. Hey, Marty. Marty's desperate for a little fuss. But Rome's happening. So yeah, we'll do military instead. We'll kill this. Get a lovely point. Get 2 lovely gold. And the 2 lovely gold is going to help us with cards. Because... could maybe buy a development as well. But also this space is available. I want that legionary. I want the ballista, really, don't I? This is going to do the most military. Hi, Marty. But... yeah, right now... well, tanned leather is the trade deal. If you want to get that instead. It's not this turn, though. It's next turn, isn't it? But it's something. Marty, don't sweep everything off the table, please. Please, Marty. Rome must expand. So... I am going to be having strife coming through. They're about playing additional red cards. Nice to have 5 military, but it needs to be backed up with something else, really, doesn't it? It would be nice to buy more. I'm going to go tanned leather, I think. And just buy that. You can pay all of the gold. Get a legionary as well. I don't know if I'm going to get tons of movement. No, don't do that. Stop. Rest and leader actions. No, do you want to use your influence and stuff? Probably off the farm. Although maybe I want to use it next time when I might have that card. That Ostia card. Yeah, I'm going to leave them for now. Are you? No, you can just move back and reactivate it if you want. I'm going to get 2 food for spending that. Okay, then. Remove. Discard all your played cards. Replenish the market. So we have battering ram, 3 military. Stone if you have any strife, 5 military. Gain stone equal to the number of strife in your hand. Nice. And then the developments. Insula. Okay, some water. When you influence it, pay a stone to get 3 water. Once a turn, ready an influence in an adjacent development, which is amazing. Or spend it to trash a strife. Is lovely. Draw me new hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a loan. and then tick you up. Trade agreement is still the food, which is going to go away. And then I've done very well in getting a load of trade agreements, but I bought this tanned leather for that. So we'll spend a food. Or are you going to... The other food trade agreement is over here. I remember as well, you can pay a food to get 2 stone or iron twice a turn. I think we're going to use tanned leather, boosting it, to get 7 technology. And we'll trade agreement down here for a water every turn. Because we can keep turning that into stuff. Haven't found my Austin card yet. If I spend another food and get another 2, I could turn that into a gold and then I can afford a development. I don't think I can really afford that. Hospitium. Oh, it could go here. Its 2 population isn't the most amazing right now. I haven't got loads of industry though. I'm going to be discarding that. You can choose to discard things. I'm going to buy this legionary. With me gold, I think. Many points do I need? 21. So you probably got to be building more stuff. That one is nice, spending the influence on farms to get gold instead, but that isn't boosted, is it? So all these red cards, are they going to help you enough? It's just ready and the influence might be worth it. Maybe you want to save the gold though to buy the developments, even if you don't like build it. If you just build it and never use it, it's still something. You could have to turn like that, but I think you need to do something with these cards. We could... I think this could be played for the attribute and we'll get capacity. So now I've got like 3 base move. That's 4 attacks, so I'd like to hold on. I don't need just 4 technology right now. We could do a trade agreement. I've got the tokens to do it with. Well, like, we've got 6 military we could do with here, but these are like 8 and 9. You can get a couple of strife on this one, but you haven't got a card to move with right now. If we wait, we've got next turn and that's it. And there are more than 5 cards here. So we're already not drawing them all. Play this for movement. 3. I'm going to go 1, 2. Reveal this and hope that I can kind of fight it with 4. No, it's 9. Oh, you could just take a load of damage. No, this is the only one you could take out with that and take a load of damage. So 3, so we're stood on the bridge then. I don't want to activate any of those yet. I wish I'd walk to them instead. For now, I was hoping this would be fightable. Like have 4 shields and maybe take some strife. But it wasn't. Do you want to discard that then? Because I don't know if it's going to help as much. You could have just discarded it and discarded this and got 2 food instead of all of that. Or you might as well play it as an attribute though, if you're just going to discard it. You want to buy the ballista as well. And loads of military. We'll upgrade the power. If you'd done that twice, you'd have drawn 6 cards and then you wouldn't be left without any. She's got a lot of cards now for only having 5 limits. I think that's going to be the end of the turn then. There are some things that let you trash stuff. We're going to have to speed up a little bit, aren't I? All this I'm in an R in. I haven't spent any influence, which might be a bad idea. Discard all your cards, replenish the market. I haven't done anything with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which card have I drawn? The Senator. Ah, loan. The loan's fault. So, but we have got the Austia card. So I want to move at least a bit. Advanced turn. So it's going to end, isn't it? Yeah. Right, so we get a food and a water. I could buy a card for 2 with this. Well, this would let you draw a card if you wanted that card instead. I don't know what it did. I think it was industry. I could buy the ballista for 2 before it goes away, and then that's loads of red to try and defeat the barbarian army before the end. We've got to get these points before all of that. Well, being able to fight will get you a load of points, but only in the final round. So what the Ostia happening? Yeah, let's play a stone. We've got 4 of this, and you can buy a card for 2. I'm going to buy that ballista card because that's going to be a lot with all of my wisdom. And then I'm going to play this as movement. We stood on this, so I get +3. So I get 6 movement. And what I think I want is... well, definitely 1, 2, 3. And I'll be dropping influence off each time. I've got 4 stability, so I can spend 2, 4, and gain a food each time. So that's 3 of it spent. I want to move there and see what this is. 6 and 0, because it would be nice to uncover that and get some more food coming out. Oh, I want to drop my last influence on the capital as well. So, you can only get rid of 2 more loans if you're not paying stuff back. I'm thinking I could just get a load of loans here. Did I take strife? Has that already happened? Maybe I never took any yet. We might as well pop one up there. And do I want to be stood on this just because then I could get +3 movement of stuff? I definitely want to spend these to produce. So this one is worth 2 food. This one could be worth 1 or a gold if I did this one first. Yeah, I'd get a gold out of that and then 2 food out of this one. I can spend 2 technology. I think I've had all of my movement now. I can pay a food or a water. I'll pay 1 of each to gain 1, 2, 1, 2, I think. And then I can exhaust this to get a stone. I can exhaust you to get 2 iron. And I can exhaust you to gain a strife and then a money for every population. I'm just not going to exhaust that. Because then I can play Ostia, starting from the space you're currently on. This doesn't fully work, does it? They need to be in like a nice big line. Ready any number of influence as long as the next one readied is adjacent to the previous one. So if you used the capital one, you could. But I don't think it's worth it. You'd get the loans, but it's minus 6 points at this point. So we'll activate the bridge again. We'll activate the farm again. We'll activate the gazebo again, just in a nice line like that. And then I'm going to activate the farm for another 2 food. And I'm going to spend 4 food to build the next bit of the market. And then we might as well do something here. Do you want to hang on to the gold and stuff? I think so. I'm just going to increase an attribute, make my hand size 6. Done. You could pay the loan back. I can afford. I'm going to pay the loan back. Right. Done. So no resting leader action. Spent influence goes back. Discard your cards. But it's the end of the round. Because that's going to tick. Anyway. So. Shuffle up a new deck. I've got about half an hour. What do I need points-wise? 9 points? You know what, let's just try and do some tougher combats. We should be able to get at least one thing built, and if we can get rid of the loans... My trade agreement's going to run out, which is bad for my supply of food. So, shuffle that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's me strife. So it'd be nice to get rid of that. Reset you. You're on round 3. What happens with me dealing the... They're just 2s now. Is it just 2s? It might just be 2s. It's when you built 5 or when you go to round 3. Oh, I've built 5. Let's get 2s out. And then the advanced cards change as well. So we have got Water Wheel, Siege Tower, Portable Abacus, Formation, Banking, and then level 2 developments. Maison Carré. Ooh. I mean, that was sort of points out straight away. If I could get that built. It's 15 technology. But get a couple of nice cards together, and that's doable, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to just leave them like this? I think so. Right. You could just pay gold to return that strife, but I'm probably not going to do that. Trade agreements. That one is gone now and doesn't apply. This one flips, but it doesn't matter. That's not going to run out. All of that. Okay. So we get a water at the start of the turn. I've got some good military. Like, this is 10 military. So I'd take 1 strife for fighting that right now. Oh, twice. That, yeah, twice. You just said that. So you could just play that and just not take the strife, because strife is minus 2 points. Stability is only 1 for returning strife. We could just do it with 4 culture that hopefully I could get for another card. Yeah, pay the iron for this and then just the 2, and I'm going to defeat the barbarian army because that's one of my requirements. Done. I'm going to move. What is it? 6. 1, 2 to influence these. I'm going to spend this 1 to gain 1 gold because that's got an influence on it. I'm going to spend this 1 to get 2 food. I can pay a water to gain 2 or something. So I can get some gold from exchanging some of these things that have built up. So I could maybe try and build up technology. So that only gives me 3 culture rather than 4. Which really I want it discarded. And just accept the -2 points, probably. So I don't know that I want to move loads. This is a food one as well. I think I'll just end up there. That can be my movement for now. I'll discard the strife as much as I don't want to. You'll get discarded. Do you want to use either of these? You could have spent the 2 stability when you did that to get an extra food when you put the influence on it. We'll say that and we'll leave that there. Rest in leader actions, none. Remove these 2. Discard the played cards. Replenish the market. Do you want to buy anything? Just to get some more technology. Ooh, this does need 15 technology. We can get 4 from here, 8 from here. I mean, we've got to have the gold to buy it, but that seems pretty good. Yeah. So then they would slide down as well. I could maybe buy some more military to do these fights with. Okay. Draw a new hand. We've got this for activating all of the bits. There's a loan. We want that in the discard to trash and try and earn the points back from that. Draw a new hand, advance your turn. Start of the turn, gain a water. Let's go. So, oh, we've got Civil War. So if I don't pay the food, I've got to discard 2 cards. So I think I'll take the loan. That'll at least give me 2 gold. Maybe we'll just have to pay another one back. Yeah. Okay. So I've got, what, 12? And this would be 14. Oh no, I've got Physician as well. I could build that this turn. I'm annoyingly stood on here. But, yeah, I could pay a stone, buy any card from either market for 2, which I can afford. And then a water gives me 3. And I need a water for this as well. We're just going to have to spend 4 of this to get a gold. So a water for 3. A food and a water for 11. Yeah, I do need that. and then another food for another 4. And I can build this. For 9 points. I don't think I'm going to use this, so I think I want to take it off. You can just spend it and have nothing happen. So that's 9 points. So that's the goal. If we didn't have any loans or strife, that would be it. But I've got 3 loans and a strife, I think. We can get rid of 2 with a card, hopefully. That's all of those done. I don't mind discarding the loan because I can get rid of it from a discard pile. And yeah, I'm not gonna buy another card just yet. So we've got the Temple, 11 technology for that. Happy with that. Let's remove that. Didn't move anywhere, but I needed all my cards. Replenish the market. I've done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the 3rd loan that I would like to get rid of. Get a water at the start of the turn. I'm going to spend a water on Orator to draw 2 cards. There's some nice technology. I'm going to play this. Yeah, I'm going to play this for movements. So it would get me 3. And then I'm going to play the Shepherd boosted to give me another 2 movement. And I also get 6 industry for that. So that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to drop influence off of all of these. So this costs me a food. I can use the industry to get a food for placing on there and there. And then I could spend this for 5 culture or technology, or I can exhaust any number of influence on any developments, gain twice their production values. I'm going to do that. So for this, I get 2 stone. For this, I get 2 food. For this, I get 4 food because it produces +1. For this, I get a water. And for this, I get 2 iron. We're then going to play Ostia. Starting from the space you're on. I've used all my movement, haven't I? That's been spent. Starting from the space you're on, so I can do these, basically. As long as they're adjacent, they refresh. I would like the bridge to refresh most of all, but I think it's okay. Because that is absolutely great that we can do that. It could get me a load of gold, though. Instead, I could pay 2, 2, 2 and get 3 gold. But no, I'm going to do that instead. While I'm maxed out on food, I might as well spend 6 of it to build the market. And I haven't got 3 strife, so they should be okay. It's points we need to worry about. And we had 2 stability left over, so I can gain a food from one of these things. Oh no, you didn't place it again. You just readied them all. Okay. I've got the tanned leather. Yeah, what trade agreement do I really want to make? I haven't been very good at them. We could just say anything and then it's resources. I was thinking this, we could really boost a couple of things here. If we say stone, cards played face down provide 2 of any attribute instead of 1. Now keep that up for a minute. Remember, we compare water and a food to gain 1, 2, 1, 2. Up to twice a turn we can do that. I can spend it if adjacent to a level 2 development, which it now is. Pay 4 resources to gain 2 gold instead of 1. So it does spend it on the downside. But I get 2 gold for that. And maybe we'll be able to do one of these things. Well, there's 5 culture. We need 11 for this. With technology, again, it's expensive to buy. 5 gold. I'm going to spend this to get a gold from its bottom ability. I'm not going to get a trade agreement. Got just 4 attack from stuff. I could have just done that again, couldn't I? We can. Like next turn. Get some movement. Go and pop these down again. Set them all off. Let's see what stuff we get. I think cycle a card from the market, and it'll be this one. This will be another 7 technology if you want to try and build this. I suppose it's only 5 points. I don't think technology is what is out here right now, isn't it? That lets you trash cards, but it's a bit late. That should pay food to increase it to like 8. No, just do that for now. And then you can pay off the loan with the gold. Do you know what? 3 points. I think we should do it. And then keep hold of these. Yeah. And then not buy any cards? No. Remove these. No rest in leader actions. Move you down and get something new out. Temple of Bacchus. That is 8 points. Expensive to buy. 13 technology. Could easily get that. Think about it. But I have got rid of all the loans, so I've just got the strife. So we only need a couple of more points. If we go and fight something, I've got the military to do that. Right. Advance the turn. Start of the turn, we get a water. And then I think that's it. So yeah, I can have like 8 military. So I could just go and kill that. It stood right next to me. If you want a load of harps just for the cheapest card, you can get 5, 10. You need 11. Just thinking, if I'm not going to do that, maybe I should just move. But this chariot for movements. Like, if I just move with it, that would be 4, wouldn't it? So where do I want to go to? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd be okay with that. One. Fight him. Pay 2 iron. For 4-8. He's got 3 plus 5 for 8, so kill him and don't take any damage. Get 2 points. And 3 gold. You're spent as well. You should be... Why are you flipped over? Should you have been removed? Should you have been placed because I was stood there? I didn't have any stuff. 2, 3, 4, I think is what we want to do. And pop them back out. I have to pay a stone for this one, which is fine. So... I can just activate all of this again. And gain 4 food. 2 more food. 2 water. 4 iron. And then I can flip this one separately for its own power. This removes all of my influence tokens. Spend 4 of something. Spend iron. Actually, before then, we could spend a food to get 2 more iron and a food to get 2 more of this with the wild influence power. And then spend 4 of something to get 2 gold. Lovely. So I'm on 5 gold. And you've got food. So that's 5 gold. And 14 technology. It gets you wisdom, unfortunately, which I'm already maxed out on. But it's 8 points. And that would be a win, wouldn't it? Food to get it in here. 5 gold to get it in here. Food to get 14 technology. Pop it down. Doesn't really matter. For 8 points, I think, is okay. And I could just hang on to that. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with that. And then, end of turn. No influence on anything, but I think that's worth it. It's huge. That has been huge. And then, especially with the card that let me refresh them all, that went really well. Remove all the stuff, discard your played cards, replenish the market. Got a temple there. Once per turn, influence up to 2 adjacent developments. That's really cool as well. Probably too late for that. Place the market, draw your new hand. And this is the last turn of the game. I haven't got enough cards for it. I think that's okay. Flip that along. And what do you want to do? We want to play the Oxen. It gives me 5 technology, if that matters. Pay a food. Oh, you get a water for the trades thing. Pay a food. 5 technology. Pay 3 stone. To trash up to 2 loans in your discard pile. So trashed. And I think that's all of the loans. Then there's a strife. I think. Yeah, there's a strife for -2 points. Maximum of 3. -2 is still going to do it. We're on easy mode. If any of it's ever looking easy. So I think we could probably do something to push the points right. I can't discard a red to get 6 attack. Is the thing. And I don't know that I can afford any and get 9. Oh, I could get 13 of something. I could build the amphitheater, I think. Can I get 3 gold? You need water for these. 1, 2, 3. to get the gold for this. Oh, then you haven't got a food to pay this. You could use this for movements. Or you could influence this right here and pay a stone. And then you would get 6 movement out of this. At which point you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and drop all of these off again. I haven't got enough for everything. So I just built this temple of back center. I have to pay a food for this though, so I can't place it there. And for this, instead of paying the 4 each, read your abilities, I can just spend this up to twice, pay 2 to get a gold each. If a loan is in your hand, gain double the money. Can't do that right now. But then I could spend 4 resources to get 2. And then I haven't spent this food either. I could get more food or gold from that. So with 3 gold, I can buy that development. And then I can pay water. I've got 4, 7. And then pay the food. Pay 1 of any resource. Let's say water. To gain +4 of the needed attribute. I need 11 in total. That's 11. So we can pop the amphitheater down as well. I can't do anything with it, but that's another 7 points, I think. We've got a good enough engine going. And in passing that, like, the game is over because it is a short, easy game mode. You win if the requirements of all edict cards are fulfilled. We defeated 3 enemies and the barbarian army. We have 1 strife in our deck at the end. Maximum of 3 was the point. I built all 3 bits of the market, and I need at least 21 points, the sum of both of these. I've got 38, I think, if everything went correctly. So it showed this at the start, but in case you weren't here for the very beginning. So playing it on normal, I would have started with 3 gold is the normal you start with instead of 7. And then it starts ticking up into the full edicts instead. And again, if you weren't here at the start, I had to defeat at least 3 enemies and then this army. On a full edict, that would have been 5 enemies, which I think I did. But then the barbarian army would have been a lot harder. Probably would have ended up taking strife and things from that. And then, yeah, the standard game, you play all 4 rounds, and the edicts are different. You use the highest values and stuff from things. So yeah, there's loads of ways to tweak this up, as well as like the development cards are going to be very different based on the shuffle. The advanced attribute cards are going to be different. The layout of the starting territories and the enemies that you can get, because I think there are at least 6 that aren't in your game. And then the characters as well. So there's 6 different characters. Their decks are all slightly different, and they have got different levels at which their things will improve, and different maxes for some of the things too. And like, say, Livia can only have 5 trade agreements. Augustus can have 6. So you could really leverage that as well, which I don't think I really did in the end. With me a couple of practices with him. That's what I've gone for. But I've read that Livia, I was tempted to switch, but I thought, oh, I'll practice with Augustus. Livia is easier to get gold. Once a turn, you can trash an advanced attribute from your hand or discard pile to get 3 gold. Once a turn, you can pay off a loan from your hand at a cost of 2 instead of 3, or from your discard pile at a cost of 3. Your leader has to be present on a territory to build there, though. Is the downside, is the negative. You have a hand size of 8, so it's easier to step up your movement as well. But yeah, and they've got different tweaks. 2 of their cards are different. I think like a better thing of a usual card and a drawback card as well. Like my Civil War made me discard the red, but I could also I could pay if I wanted to, and instead of discarding the red, get a loan instead, which is bad in its way, but helped me a lot, didn't it? Without a good gold engine. But by the end, these things did really well on the resources. So there we go. I think that went really well. Like, you probably catch some mistakes somewhere. Maybe I should have got like 2 points in it, but I think generally you get the feel of the game, don't you? And if you're familiar with Mage Knight, you've surely seen all of the echoes of it. Like it's obviously not like it's not even like exactly like a trimmed down or a short Mage Knight, because it's got a lot of its own differences, and you can see the engine building that's in the developments that you're putting out here. But yeah, it's really really cool. So yeah, it's Rome Fate of an Empire, and you can get it, I think, just from like the stock comes back up from the Solo Game of the Month. If you Google it, I think it all happens on the Game Found. They sometimes get more stock in, and you can order it from there. There's like a standard deluxe edition. The standard edition is all like the same cards and art and stuff. It's just the boards aren't dual layer and a few other things than that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and you'd like to give Rome Fate of an Empire a go. I will be back in pre-recorded form. I've got how to plays coming up for two of the new Alley Cat games for the UK Games Expo, Foxglove Farm and Bookshelf, here from its filming the other day. As plays of those going up, the playthrough for Foxglove Farm just went up. I am halfway through editing a great big playthrough of Uprising Curse of the Last Emperor, which I've been loving. That will be going up on Patreon soon. I've mentioned it, but if you can and you'd like to, support me on Patreon or join as a YouTube member, I would really appreciate it. So I'm able to do things. It's not a sponsored video, and yeah, it's I'm able to do the general ones. Really, it's how I'm still about after 10 years. But yes, that is it for me live for now. I'll be back next week with something else, maybe LA1. I'm thinking about recording that rather than doing it live, though. I'll have a check in the vote and we'll see what we're doing next week. I'll be back live with something else, though. But for now, it's Taskmaster night, everyone. Tuck in Channel 4+1 or the app or whatever. And there's another, I'm sure, to be amazing episode of Taskmaster tonight. So I'm going to go and watch that with Rach still up. Bye, everyone. Have lovely times until the next live. Bye, 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 bye.